Okay, ladies and germs. It's the hardest one yet. Where am I? Hide and seek time. Is that me running through the bushes, running through the forest? Is that me amongst the crops and the pigs in the village? Or is it that I'm invisible and I'm in first person? Betcha I didn't see that coming. Anyway, right. It's been a little while since we were in this world. And what have I been up to? Well, other than setting the render distance to a bajillion, I have been doing some building, some planning. It was a lot of thinking. It was a lot of being sat here and going, what do we do next? And like, I think I was sat here and I was like, I like building in this world. I really want to continue building in this world. I do not know what to build in this world. Yeah. So I've been doing some planning out, been like, right, where's this mountain going to go? Is it going to curl around this way? Is it going to go that way? So I've got a bit of the curve going on this bit, not too much there. We run over here. We've got, so as we can see, again, hammering home the fact that this is not the peak of the mountain. This is just a wee stepping stone on the journey to the peak. So this is, it's going around. I haven't done much with like these tunnels. I've just realized these will go somewhere. Who knows where? Somewhere. But yeah, continue around these ones. So showing that there will be more peaks, not just the one that will be up here somewhere. There'll be one over there, one over here. We've got this one kind of being a bit flatter, but then it's like, oh, surprise, a peak. Oh, it goes up a bit. I've been rounding out some of these areas where I've been putting in a bit of a design of like, right, roughly how do I want this shape to feel at the bottom of this mountain? So again, using my spaghetti noodle, my spaghetti, using my pasta shapes to lay out sort of lines and contour shapes and everything for mountain ranges and everything. I've been sort of going through and diving into this and kind of building up roughly where I want it to be, filling in little gaps where I know what it's roughly going to look like. So like putting in a lot of grass or like planning out where trees are going to be. So we're going to be continuing along this cliff, along here, along the bottom bit. You see, like we're joining up this top one with this one. So this will now become like a big cliff, which is what I kind of wanted. I didn't want this to keep going because otherwise I would have kept the path going. The whole idea was that it would come down to a point here. So I'm really happy that that works out and it's going to look really cool. We've got this area, which I'll be honest, from this angle is an absolute mess. But you gotta bear with me, like bear with me. So we got like the path's going to come around here, going along the wall, along the cliff wall like that. We've got another one that comes out this section that's going to go along here, and it's going to connect through this gap over to this path. And then also kind of carry along over here. Over here, we also see that this is where the bottom of the ravine over here is coming, or the valley, the chasm is coming to a close on this side. I didn't want it to keep going for too long, but I didn't want it to be too small. So I didn't want to close it up just over there. I wanted it to come out. So this has come to a nice point, and we've got a fun little bit where the two separate cliffs are actually at different heights. So I quite like that. It means we can have some sort of weird steps or like a path going up if we so want to. So it's really exciting. Over here as well, the path does continue around this bit of a cliff. There's like going to be a small little overarch, like a tunnely area. It's going to go around. Now, I think what I might do is it might be the case that these paths join up and become one sort of road going out. But I'm not 100% sure. I like the idea that you've got these two roads either side of this slight hill in the middle, and they just, instead of kind of just going in picking one side, they went, we'll have both, and this one goes off to this side. But yeah, that's cool. So down here in the ravine, I've laid out roughly where like all the different layers will be. So that's fun. We've got down here, we'll go off into that point. And then we have another tunnel that will go through this area and lead to over there. Over there, I will get to in a second. But one thing I'd like to address is this. This is the main bit of building work that I've done off camera. I've put up this section, I think. Yeah, I've put up this section, and I've also I've changed this. You may remember that this was a river that split off completely in two directions. Now, when I started this YouTube journey, I had hoped that I would pick up fans. Let me talk to the camera here. I'd hoped that I would pick up fans. I'd hoped people would come back and watch time after time. I didn't realize that the people who would be coming back, or the people who would be watching, were riverologists. I had, if that's the right term, yeah, riverologist. The riverology, the study of rivers, the study of rivers, riverology. That ranges from Mississippi to Thames to Phoenix. Anyway, right, so as a few of you pointed out, rivers don't tend to do this. Now, of course, this world is not exactly particularly realistic, but I read these comments, I looked back at my build, and I was like, it doesn't look great. It looks odd. And sometimes, even in a sort of like a fantastical world, realism is needed. Because without realism, we can't necessarily believe the fantastical elements. So maybe there'll be bits where I'll have like a monster or something. I mean, we have a cave over here. That's the story behind it is it's infested by a giant spider, like Shelob. But that, you wouldn't feel like that could happen if the world itself didn't feel believable. So we've got it so that the river actually just goes on this one path. Now, I analysed how I'd actually drawn the river out, and this felt like the most natural curve for it to go. So I stuck it with this side. And over here, what I did was I built up a small bit of a rock wall. Now, what I imagine this is like sediment has come up and it's filled up this area, and you got like the sedimentary buildup, which has meant that maybe there was a river that went out this way. Maybe it did go this way at one point, but sediment buildup has now changed the flow of the river to go this way. So over here, we have mud, sort of dried up mud, and like an empty sort of just riverbed. So I'm going to continue that through, and I think that looks really cool. And I wouldn't have had that without you guys sort of bringing that to my attention in the comments. So I'm really happy with that, so thank you so much. But this river going off this way leads me to another comment. Another comment was like, you should have it ending in a swamp. And I think that makes so much sense down here. Now, it may not necessarily do that in the real world, but like in my head, the reason why this is happening is because there would have been a tunnel, and I'll do like a bit of a tunnel, but then I'll kind of fill it with like black concrete or something so that you can't actually see into it. But there was like a cave in or something, so it's blocked off this path, so the river can no longer flow through to get out to this other, wherever this sort of mountain underground river was going to. So the flow of water has changed. The flow of water has actually stopped, which means it's going to come into here and it's just going to stagnate and become quite boggy. So this is going to become a swamp. This area will be a swamp, and I'm really happy with that, because also I feel like these trees will fit in with that swampy aesthetic coming across. So we're slowly thinning out we're thinning out the big trees. So there's a fewer here than there is like over this section, and we got these sort of the thinner ones coming along, and we've got a couple over on this side as well. And I think it's going to look really cool, especially with the color of the ground that we have over here, which is actually using the swamp biome textures. And I'm really happy with that idea. So again, thank you for commenting it. I read the comments, so I will take on board like the really cool ideas that you have, and sometimes even the not so cool ideas as well. Like sometimes it's like the I don't know, like the ideas like, I don't know, I can't think of anything. You guys just have cool ideas. I'm the one who comes up with the not so cool ideas, like having a Y shape in the river. So you guys just come up with cool ideas, so good on you. But yeah, we also have this cliff top area, which I think I actually showed in the previous one, but I've filled in the rest of the cliff around it. So this is stuff that takes forever, which is another reason why I want to build up the rest of this cliff wall, of this ravine, so that I just have it on one side, so that I don't have to keep building so many cliffs, because they take so long. They're so time consuming. Like that area over there, where it is like the end of the ravine area over there, is just, that took so long to build. I'm so happy with it, but oh my goodness, did it take forever to build. But yeah, that's that's pretty much it. It's like it's been a lot of like a little bit of building and a lot of planning. Not so much planning on this side because I'm still trying to figure out what to do with that area. But I'll get there. But yeah, this area, really happy with how it's coming along. Really happy with where the plans are going and what I've got sort of in line or in store for you all when building this. There'll be another kind of path going off that way. It's not going to be a river, but like a raised like cave, kind of like this. Where it will lead, who knows? We can do whatever we want with it. It's our world. We do what I want. We do what I want. We do what we want. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. I hope the hide and seek wasn't too cruel today. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. I got distracted by something on my other screen and it threw me off. But yeah, comment, like, subscribe, all that YouTubery jazz. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Off I go then. Whee! Ah! Ow. Okay.